This envelope has the finished piece with the parts that you can use already there, with a little drop shadow and a gradient. And making each of these individual pieces, starting off with the logo, you're going to use this in Helvetica with a little bit of the leading inside of it, the tracking for the space in between the letters, and also the scaling that you can use for the letter C, because it's not a perfect side circle, so you can see it filling in right there. And then just a black rectangle and grouping that logo together. So you end up with it, the space between the lines is leading. You have the tracking, which is all of the space between the characters. And kerning is just 2 letters. And then taking a look at the address, it's showing you to try to use Helvetica, which is a sans serif type. So it has the address, again, copying just a couple things to get the leading inside of this. The tracking, group that together. Same at the bottom part. This is just the formatting of the style for the Cleveland down at the bottom, making it bold. And then just using the sticker with a rounded rectangle and a gradient, a little bit of a drop shadow. And again, put your name. This is the school address, so it just gives you a little bit of a spacing problem there with Helvetica, using the leading in between the lines again. Tracking for all the space that's in between those letters, and then the kerning for separate. Now for the postal code, trying to use or show that you can create this logo with just the letters. You just have to be aware of the fill in the stroke, and while it's still in there, you can adjust some of these. You can change the type to paths, so you can outline that, and then doing all the spacing for that, the stroke for the lines in between, and just group that together. So you can use some letters and fonts to help you. The last part is just the code for here, all this digital code. You can kind of simulate this just by using a rectangle tool with a stroke, trying to copy the color onto your panel there, and that just rotates it, places it in there with a drop shadow, and puts everything together. So you kind of have this simulated effect. The only part that isn't highlighted is the text